And if we know that like 15 to 20% of the population has brains like this, then anybody who's out there coaching, you have neurodivergent clients. You are working with neurodivergent people. You might not know it. They might be masking to an extent that you can't tell, but it behooves us as coaches to learn more about this and to understand how different brains work so that we can be better coaches.
And welcome back to the Coachful Coaching Leadership Podcast. This is David Fung. I am here on the podcast today with Cara Wilson. Cara Wilson is a seasoned people and culture leader known for helping organizations scale with intention. She has a strong track record in building high-performing teams and shaping inclusive, human-centered workplaces, and brings practical, no-nonsense approaches to leadership and transformation. Cara has worked across fast-growing companies and complex environments, making her a trusted voice, what it really takes to lead people well in today's world. Cara Wilson, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes.
No nonsense. I like the no nonsense. Yeah.
Did ChatGPT get that correct about you?
Or
are you full of nonsense?
I know, nonsense full. No nonsense. I think I'm like pretty pragmatic. So I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, pragmatic. I saw, so right before this, I mentioned, I'm going to mention something about your LinkedIn post. And one of the posts shows you in a very colorful suit of some sort in front of a crowd of leaders. What made you wear the colorful suit? Is that your normal, workshop gear?
Yeah, I have. It's actually it's mostly practical. I have 6 of the same dresses. In all different colors. And they are stretchy and comfortable and you don't have to iron them. And I can just roll them up and shove them in a suitcase and then pull them out and I still look pretty decent.
Yes. We definitely know in that photo, you're the center of attention while you're there, right? But I what I identify with there is the practicalness. Like when I travel, and it doesn't matter where I travel, even back when I was in corporate, I would just carry a backpack and it would freak other people out. I would show up in my shorts and t-shirt and I would just have a backpack. They thought, is this guy going to show up in a shorts and t-shirt in front of, an insurance company? Very formal. What do you know? I would roll things up. The rolling technique, right? You just roll things up. Nothing's wrinkled. Nothing is wrinkled.
Yeah. I don't know if you're like this, but I also, I have 3 or 4 of everything so that I don't have and so I basically look like I wear the same clothes all day, every day, but I have 4 of each thing. And then it just reduces decision fatigue,
Yeah. Well, I think a former president in the US said the same thing. Was it either black or gray suits? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no other color tie. It's just keep it black or gray suits.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. Well, I have pants. Usually it's dark blue, navy blue or something like that, or black. And I'm going to give a shout out to Lululemon. They didn't pay me.
You're looking for some sponsorship. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was an early adopter of the Lululemon, was it the slacks or the pants that it looks wonderful, with a suit or with a suit jacket and everything. It looks wonderful. But I was an early adopter over a decade ago, and my coworkers couldn't stop making fun of me, Cara. They're like, "Oh, what are you going to do next? Yoga in front of everyone?" I'm like, dude, this is way better than any dress pants.
Yeah.
And you could just roll it, put in your suitcase. You're done.
You had cracked the code.
I cracked the code. Now everyone is following with Vuori. That's another brand.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the guys that used to make fun of me, he said to me recently, "Do you know this brand, Vuori?" I'm like, dude, that's Lululemon from 10 years ago.
I don't know if you saw that somebody commented on that post with that picture and said, I really like your dress that looks like it's made out of Post-it notes.
It's an idea board.
That's right.
Where are all the ideas? Well, Cara, we went on a tangent there. We want to talk about a few things, or you want to talk about a few things. Where would you like to start today, my friend?
Yeah. Well, you know what's on my mind these days as a coach is working with neurodivergent leaders
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
the ways in which 20% of our population's brains operate a little bit differently than how our culture is designed. And so I'm just always curious about how are we making space for these different kinds of brains?
Now, can you define, first of all, for people listening who are not educated in this, what is the definition of neurodivergent?
Yeah. Neurodivergent it speaks to the natural diversity in human brains in how we process information, in sensory differences. It's neurological differences. It's things that we are born with. So it's not things that you can change or take away,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what some of our current administration might say. It's just like in plant life, we have diversity of ecosystems. We have a diversity of different kinds of brains. So
Mm-hmm.
my brain, for instance, is both ADHD and autistic. And that shows up in a bunch of different ways. Like one is in me requiring a little bit more predictability and routine than maybe some people might require. It means that I have a lot more sensory sensitivity than some people might have.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it means I actually have like really deep pattern recognition skills, which
Mm-hmm.
helps me a lot in my job as a coach and in my job working with teams. I can kind of walk into a room and get a sense very quickly of what's going on. So it's both like the term spiky profiles, like there are ways in which have real muscles, and then there are ways in which I actually need a little bit extra support.
Mm-hmm. So the last time we chatted, you said something really funny about like how you think.
Yeah.
You used to coach a lot of, and you still do a lot of engineers, right? Like
Yes.
software
Yes.
engineers.
Yes.
And you said that it was interesting how you got along with them and how you understood a lot of them so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you realize, well, a lot of them are probably autistic or
Yeah.
have ADHD as well.
Yes. I mean, and it's silly because I was like, why am I good with engineers? And then it was like, oh, it's not and it's not engineers, Cara. Yeah.
What is it about that profession? And I say this with because I mean both of us came from tech.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends when we graduated, a lot of them came from Comp Eng or Elec Eng or Comp Sci,
Yeah.
one of those programs back in the day.
Yeah.
But what is it about software engineers, right, that
Yeah.
helps you connect with them?
They like to get to the bottom of things. They're interested in precision and the truth of things. And they're more interested in that than they are in like harmony. And they're deeply analytical
Mm-hmm.
and just like let's be reasonable about this. And it's something I really love. It's something I loved about working with them. It was also like kind of hard because they wanted to argue all the time with stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me a way better coach in that regard, and it made me way less defensive about being interrogated about what I was
Yeah.
doing, to just be like, "Oh, that's how their brain works. That's actually how they learn." The way they learn is like I'll put something in front of them and they want to try to break it. And if they can't break it, then they might accept it. And I and
Like
so
what? What would they want to break?
like maybe a framework for diagnosing dysfunction on a team. I offer them a way to
That's
look and
interesting.
think about something, and they will look for the ways in which it doesn't work because they're looking for
Mm-hmm.
the edges of it so that they can
Mm-hmm.
make shape of it, you know? And a
Yes.
lot of people, I think, find that an offensive way to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
or you think you're being attacked, or you can feel defensive around that. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, the really great learning, God bless all of you Tableau engineers, was they just made me better. They helped me hone my craft and be really super stinking clear about what I was saying and what I meant.
So I've worked with a lot of non-software engineers and they still try to poke
Yeah.
holes in everything
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
presented. And unfortunately, I don't think it came from a good place either. I don't think it came from a place of genuine, well, I want to try to get to the truth. It's more
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to poke holes in your crap so that I can say, this is shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, like you're flawed.
Yeah.
I am curious how you handle that. Like knowing that any framework you put up is going to be challenged and holes are going to be poked. How did you adapt to that, especially with the group you're working with?
Yeah. Yeah. It required me to develop patience. And it required me to develop an ability to articulate myself and get really super clear about what I was going to stand by and what I wasn't going to stand by. And I mean, it seems self-evident now saying it, but it's like why would you expect someone to just get on board with an idea that you're offering them without some kind of exploration about whether the idea is valid or not? And so to just expect that that was going to be part of anything that we did was learning to expect that really helped me be less frustrated.
Mm, okay.
The flip side of that would be that, like, I remember one time asking them asking this crew in a leadership development program to read a book about accountability that I thought had some really great ideas. The
Mm-hmm.
book was not well written,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys just kind of annihilated me for asking them to read something that was so poorly written, and they were like couldn't abstract the idea out because it
Mm,
was so offensive to them that it was so poorly written. And so that was good learning for me. I was like, can't use that book. I can use the ideas from that book, but I
mm-hmm.
can't use that book.
Yeah. So back to, autism and ADHD. And you mentioned like and correct me if I'm wrong, like one of the benefits is pattern recognition, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
So
Can be. Not
can
always.
be. Okay, can be. And that's why I asked you to correct me. So, and I asked this because I was coaching someone in the software engineering realm recently to deal with human situations. They were, what would we call managing up? They were looking for some framework and protocol to how do I manage up to my boss and my boss's boss?
Yeah.
And it sort of threw me off, honestly.
Yeah.
What I take as intuitive,
Yes.
it was no, I need a protocol here. And
Yes.
okay, you've encountered this, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How
I
would you do
think,
this?
well, one of the best ways that we can like create inclusive workspaces is to make things that are implicit explicit. Because things that are implicit for neurotypical people or people in the neuro majority they are not obvious or explicit to people with different kinds of brains. So that's like exactly what you're talking about. Is this person was like, what are the rules for how I'm supposed to do this? Where some people might intuit those rules and implicitly kind of pick up on them. Other kinds of brains actually need explicit, like, these are the ways in which you would interact.
Okay. Okay. So this goes to the heart of our conversation now, right? You're
Yeah.
in a workforce now where there are individuals who are more intuitive with things and they are mixed in with individuals who you need to spell it out more. Like the
Yeah.
implicit needs to be more explicit. Spell it out.
Yes.
I get it now.
Yeah.
How do these groups work together? I think that's the heart of what
Yeah.
we're talking about here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you think about some of the stereotypes in tech companies about devs versus the rest of the company, right? And it's like there are these stereotypes, and there are studies where they have found that when allistic people, that's a term for non-autistic people, when allistic people meet autistic people and they don't know that they're autistic, they just don't like them.
Mm.
Like you pick up on, oh, something is different with this person, and I don't think I like them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when they know that someone is autistic, they have a better ability in their brain to, metabolize that information. We
Mm-hmm.
also know that autistic people can communicate with each other really well. Holistic people can often communicate well, but across neurotypes, it is more difficult for people to communicate. So I think that's why I go back to this thing about making the implicit explicit. It like levels the playing field for everyone and creates an environment where there's room for all kinds of brains.
So we talked about make the implicit explicit. I just gave the example of like what, for a social situation, what's implicit for me, I need to make it explicit, right? So that we level the playing field. But what about the other way around? Where, and I told you an example last time we spoke, like I was working with an individual. I didn't realize this person was on the spectrum until they actually explained to me. Then it was like this, oh my
Right?
God.
Yeah.
And I had the exact reaction you said, like, I don't know if I like this person. But
Yeah.
then when they explained to me, like, Dave, this is how I think, I'm like, crap. First of all, I felt
Yeah.
bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what a crappy person you are, Dave. And then, but we got along really well, actually. Like we
Yeah.
actually shared many laughs together. But
So you made the implicit was made explicit, and then you understood why it felt a little more different in your brain.
yeah, and then it was like, oh no, and I'm kind of thinking out loud. I thought it was something personal against
Yes.
me, like call it thin
Yes.
skin in some ways, right? But
Yes.
I'm only human. Where I thought, like, did they not like me? Did they not
Yeah.
respect me? Is there
Yeah.
something about me? It's like, no,
Yeah.
Dave, it has actually nothing to do with me.
Right. But you made meaning. You made meaning. Like, right? You made meaning out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess maybe I answered my question there. Like it's probably about communicating to someone like, hey, you might see me work a certain way. What do you think?
Well, I think that like the next layer down of complexity, yes, and it's not safe for everybody to be out about who they are at work. So
Okay. Yeah.
some organizations it is, and some it's not, And right now we have RFK doing all kinds of weird shit around autistic people and talking about eradicating autism out of the population, which is like
What's that even mean?
bananas. So it means that there are folks in this space who see autism as an aberration to be eliminated. So how do we figure out where it came from and create a future where there are no autistic people, which is eugenics, right? Like it's and that's a whole nother thing, but you can see how that plays into people's ability to feel safe about sharing who they are. And it's a real conversation in the community right now about people who are potentially seeking diagnosis. It's like, do you actually want that to be on your records when we have a government that is trying to find out information about people? Is that safe? We don't know.
Yeah.
So it is I would say I would like the burden to be on organizations to be inclusive. And then it's for individuals to decide at what level they can disclose and or ask for what they need, but being aware of the potential costs or pitfalls of doing that.
Yeah. And so geez. So I can't speak intelligently to what the government, I'm Canadian, so I can't speak intelligently.
Congratulations.
I didn't choose where I was born, right? My parents chose that.
Right.
But nevertheless, like this brings up a broader topic, and I'm not even sure we have enough time for that. Is just like that safe, feeling safe, psychological safety, and it's a real thing, right? Like can I, like, that conversation with that individual I'm talking about, my experiences there, it could have went a totally different way, right? But it became a very pleasant experience because, like, this thick head of mine was finally understood, like, oh, dude, it's not about you.
Yeah.
And because of that, we had a much better understanding of each other.
Yeah. You want to hear something wild?
I want to. Absolutely.
Like you're going to say, nope. No, I don't.
No. Bye.
Let's get to something more boring. So I only have known that I'm autistic for less than 2 years. And so
Yeah.
it's been a really big, it's a big thing to figure out late in life. It's a big thing at any point, but late in life, it's a big thing to figure out because you kind of look back at your life and you see all these different ways that it showed up that you were missing or misattributing it to something else. And one thing I know about myself is that there are a series of people who have been in my life that I didn't like.
Mm.
And when I look back now, almost all of them are autistic. And
Mm.
it was like my internalized ableism, right? My internalized rules, because I just was like, I am kind of weird and I got to figure out how to actually be normal in this world. And so I just studied the shit out of human behavior and was like,
Mhm.
I'm going to get really good at this. I made it my special interest, the thing that I totally deep dive and geek out on, And
Yeah.
now I have a career in it and it serves me well. And when I would run across other people who were not as adept at masking as I was, it would anger me.
Mm. Okay.
And now
Why would it anger you?
because I would be like, aren't you just paying attention? Like, just watch how other people are acting. Just copy paste, like it's not that hard. Like, I thought they should be doing what I was doing, which was like tracking the shit out of everything around me and adapting my behaviors to fit in, which is
Mm-hmm.
masking, which has like a
Mm-hmm.
massive energetic toll.
Yeah. 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 So I guess we kind of meandered, which is good. And that's why I promised you too.
I'm good at it.
Where do we go from here? Like we have this conversation, right? We know that it needs to be talked about, and it's really it could be as simple as like simple, but not easy. When two individuals are talking to each other, if there's an understanding of their relative styles and how
Yeah.
they communicate, it creates better understanding. But
Hmm.
there's a more systemic thing going on right now where you talked about like there was the government, where they're going. I don't know the answer to this. I don't know if you have a feeling about this. Like where do we go from here? Like there's
Yeah.
forces that are scaring people too.
Yeah.
So
Well, something that I feel like I have the ability to influence is other coaches. And if we know that like 15 to 20% of the population has brains like this, then anybody who's out there coaching, you have neurodivergent clients. You are
mhm,
working with neurodivergent people. You might not know it. They might be masking to an extent that you can't tell, but it behooves us as coaches to learn more about this and to understand how different brains work so that we can be better coaches. And so for me, that's part of how I'm starting to think about my own business. Because as I've been, I kind of backed my way into this by working with this population for so long and then kind of realizing that I had a knack and then realizing that I had a knack because it's also my brain. It was like me backing my way into it, but not having like formal experience and then going out and looking for is there some certification I'm supposed to have or what is that, and not finding one and being like, oh shit, this is like, we are behind in this.
mhm, mhm.
So just to your question, that's how I'm starting to focus my own attention is like, how do I take what I know here and help other coaches be better coaches?
What do you think is possible if people embraced understanding much more? It's one of the core competencies, right? And this could be seen as a softball question, but I'm asking it from an even deeper level here, right? This is
Yeah.
there is something about truly empathizing and understanding another person,
Yeah.
another population. So you go from the person to the population, and then it just scales from there. But what becomes possible now when there is a better level of understanding of people who are more, are different or neurodivergent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Divergent in some way.
Yeah.
What becomes possible?
I mean, my brain just goes global. My brain goes to like the times that we are living in right now, where so many governments are cracking down, prejudicing who they take care of within their population, and the ways in which a maturity of thinking would shift that. Like in America, it's like liberty and justice for all, not just for the rich white guys. And to me, it's like it speaks to levels of maturity. Like when we can think systemically, when we can self-reflect, when we can have empathy for another human being, that is when we start to see the interconnectedness of everybody. And what feels like it's happening in the world right now is that is shrinking. I don't know that that's true because I think that there are so many humans who are on board, but I think that our governments are in the past. They're like working from old models that don't serve anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There's the common saying that don't let a government represent its people, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that goes with, within your own country and other countries that might be
Yes.
seen as adversaries. If you actually meet the people,
Yes.
they're like, that guy doesn't represent us. Right. And
Yeah.
I think it's true anywhere. So
yeah.
It's all good. Well, Cara, I do have one
Or
last
it's all
question.
going to hell.
It could.
Sorry.
Honestly, what can you do? What can I do?
That's all we can do. We can influence the spheres that we're in.
Yeah. Yeah. I think as humans, I think sometimes we feel we have more control than we actually have. Right? We do. It's definitely your belief system, right? You can only do what you can do. And then the rest is okay, well, see where the chips land.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you give up. It's you gotta let things happen. But every little thing that you and I can do here, hopefully someone's listening to this and learns a little bit more.
Yeah. If there are if you have coach listeners who are interested in learning more, working with 2 other autistic coaches, and we're building an offering around this. So let me know if that's something that interests, because I think it will be a really great way to connect a bunch of coaches to these ideas.
Right. Well, Cara, it's been 30 minutes. Thank you very much for making the time.
Thank you.
Today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. So if people need to reach out to you and see what's going on in the day in the life of Cara Wilson, where can they find you?
See my outrageous outfits. Yeah.
Post-it notes.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not a super social media person. I'm on LinkedIn, and my website is tractionleadershipllc.com. Would love to hear from people who are interested in this topic. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll spread the message when we post this podcast out there.
Awesome.
Right. Well, Cara,
good to see you, David.
Thank you very much for making the time today. And thanks everyone who've listened to the end here. Thank you very much for staying with us. And if you like this episode or you like this podcast, like it, subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Coachful Coaching Leadership Podcast. I'm David Fung, and my mission is to help leaders grow, lead with impact, and build thriving teams. If you found this valuable, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow leader. Until next time, keep leading with purpose.